What happens to your soul when you watch pornography? The effect of watching pornography can be likened to a seed when it is sown. The seed may be quiet for only a few months, but after some time, the harvest will begin to spring forth. This is exactly what happens with pornography. It may look like it's just some video clips you're watching, but the effect goes down into your soul, your body, and your mind. What seems like pleasure for a few minutes can take you years to overcome. It's easy to start, but difficult to stop. The effect goes beyond the spiritual. Statistics on the internet: over 40 million American people regularly visit porn sites. 35% of all internet downloads are related to pornography. 1 in 5 mobile searches are for pornography. Porn sites receive more regular traffic than Netflix, Amazon, and Twitter combined each month. 1 in 7 youth pastors watches pornography. Over 68% of church members watch pornography. Come on, this is getting serious, and we must address this quickly. The enemy is selling sexual immorality to our generation and keeping a lot of people in bondage. Towards the end of this video, I will give you the one guaranteed way where you can experience freedom from sexual addiction. But before we continue, I would like to encourage you to please subscribe, like, and share our YouTube channel. Also, comment below if you need prayer for anything. Our prayer team will be praying for you. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 22 says, "Abstain from every form of evil, withdraw and keep away from it." Apostle Paul was writing to the church that we should stay away from every form of evil. It doesn't matter what it is. It is not good for your soul. You must stay away from it. God wasn't just speaking about sexual sins, but everything evil. As a believer, you must withdraw and stay away from sin so that you don't corrupt your soul. So I ask the question again: what happens to your soul when you watch pornography? When you indulge in the fleshly lust of pornography, which is usually coupled with masturbation, you leave your soul open to attacks from the devil. Pornography distorts your attitude and perception about the nature of sexual intercourse. It increases the rate of tolerance for an abnormal sexual behavior, sexual aggression, and promiscuity. Pornography can be very addictive. It starts like every other addiction, one step at a time, and slowly it becomes a stronghold that you can't seem to do without. You may say, "I'm not having sexual intercourse. I'm only watching 2 people engage in sexual intercourse." But remember the words of Jesus Christ. "But I say unto you that whoever looks at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart." Job chapter 31 verse 1 also says, "I made a covenant with my eyes not to look lustfully at a woman." Through porn, your spiritual life can be destroyed. Those who suffer from this addiction find it difficult to come out from the guilt and pain that they experience. It has affected a lot of people's emotional life. It makes married people feel less satisfied with their marital sexual relations and less emotionally attached to their spouse. This is a great weapon used by the enemy to kill the relationship and love in many homes. Can you imagine seeing your partner watching pornography and touching themselves? The same way, you won't be able to take it. It's the same way God feels every time he looks and sees his child watching porn. Just like the illustration of seed and harvest I gave at the beginning, when a person watches porn, he sows a great seed of corruption into his spiritual life, and he is bound to reap major consequences. In fact, some may reap the fruit of bitterness and anxiety, some the fruit of low self-esteem, some become perverts, some become weapons of the enemy, some graduate from pornography to masturbation, and then to fornication, and if they are married, adultery. It never stops at just pornography, believe me. Jesus said, when the demon is gone out of a man, he goes and brings 7 more with him, more stronger than him. This explains why a person may be suffering from the addiction of pornography, coupled with that, a ruined relationship between God and the person, or even with people. Demonic oppression in other areas of your life, having sexual intercourse in dreams, infidelity, divorce, and many other dangerous evil harvests a person may suffer. Every believer who engages in watching porn can tell you that it kills your intimacy with the Holy Spirit. When you lift your hands to worship, instead of being consumed with God's glory and presence, you will be consumed with shame, guilt, despair, and even depression and discouragement that will contaminate your heart, thereby stopping you from worshiping. Many people who suffer from these are ashamed to talk about it. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 12 says, "For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are over unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil." When you continue to engage in this pornography, it builds a spiritual wall between God and yourself. It becomes very difficult to call out to God. The devil makes you mute because he makes you unable to speak to God about it. But you see, my brothers and sisters, our liberation comes from our confession. Until you ask for help, you may never get help. The psalmist said, "Where do our help come from? Our help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth." Don't forget to listen till the end, where we will be speaking about how to end sexual immorality in your life. Also like, subscribe, and share. Not just that porn is wrong, but that every time you click on that site, you are supporting human and child trafficking. Listen, every click to porn site contributes to destroying someone's life. Even those who have willingly entered the open industry speaks of being coerced to do hurtful things they never wanted to do. Of course, porn fuels the demand for prostitution. You must not support the work of Satan, my friend, by watching those things. So now, my friend, how do we break free from these? Seeing that Satan is using these to destroy your life, your future, your family, your spiritual walk with the Holy Spirit. Everything around you is being affected by this. How do we break free from these? I will say this: when the pain of your sin becomes greater than the pleasure of your sin, you will stop. I'm not going to give you 5 or 10 ways to stop watching pornography. When you discover the danger it's causing your life, your children, your spouse, even your God, you will stop. Don't be selfish. Don't think only about yourself and how you want to feel. Think about the consequences that will happen and will continue to happen if you don't stop. Don't be afraid to say, enough is enough. I can't continue to be a tool in the hand of the enemy. That pleasure that you experience in watching porn will surely bring you great pain. So I repeat again, when the pain of your sin becomes greater than the pleasure of your sin that you experience, you will stop. Listen to what Joseph said when he was tempted with sexual sin. And I want that to be your mindset from today henceforth. Genesis chapter 39 verse 9. There is no one greater in this house than I, nor has he kept back anything from me but you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? He called the act of having sexual immorality great wickedness and sin. Not just sin or wickedness, but great wickedness and sin. Please comment below about your struggle with pornography and how you are doing so far. If you have any other topic you want us to share, please feel free to comment below. God bless you.